So, there's a new Joker movie coming out, and I felt the need to maybe tell people about a particularly infamous incident in the Joker's past that will serve to be one of the dumbest ideas DC Comics ever had, and one of their more racist ones. We'll get to that. And it has to do with the Joker. But also, it has to do with Jason Todd. So let's talk about Jason Todd for a second. So, when Jason Todd was about to die, DC Comics decided to set up a hotline, and people could vote in whether Jason lives or Jason dies. Now, with the benefit of hindsight, in our future modern year of 2024, I think we can all agree that this was a dumb idea. Teenagers aren't that interested in doing what would be best for story reasons. And yes, possibly Jason Todd's death was one of the most brutal and uncomfortable deaths in all of comics, but they didn't care about that. They just thought it would be funny. Hey, this is why you don't let the internet name a boat, because then you get Boating McBoatface, even though this was pre-internet. Anyway, so they let this line go up, and Jason Todd, they did vote to kill him. And this was really a last minute thing, because I know this is pixelated to hell, but if you can see through that, you'll see that Batman is smiling and saying he's alive. This was the alternative to the famous death scene. Now, how are they going to handle this? Because Batman dealing with the death of a Robin is something that had never happened before. It definitively proved comics weren't for kids. Comics aren't for kids. They're not for kids. They're for grown-ups. How could they handle this? Because here's the thing. Jason Todd was not really that popular as a Robin initially. His origin is that he's just Dick Grayson again, but different. He's literally an acrobat. And the origin comic does this whole thing where Dick is just going around the circuit and he's like, oh, this is so similar to what I had to deal with. This is so similar to me and the stuff I dealt with. And he was kind of considered pointless at the time, so there wasn't that much of a desire to keep him around. Sorry, Jason. Sorry. He's back now, don't worry. He's edgy, it's fine. But the question is, what are you going to do with the Joker? See, the Joker just killed a Robin. That's never happened before. That is something new. That is something bizarre. That is something off the wall weird. Batman's going to have to really get violent and dark. Would you believe they do something stupid? Something really, really stupid? That's so unbelievably dumb that I just need to show you this. You must believe me. This was supposed to make Batman a more serious character. They made Joker the Iranian ambassador to the UN. That does seem kind of racist, doesn't it? I agree. And stupid. And very, very stupid. They just concluded the darkest arc that Batman ever went through. This should set up to a bleak next arc where Batman must confront himself. And then they do stupid... This is a plot point out of the 60s. You could replace Joker becoming the ambassador to the USSR and nothing would change. Oh, well, Joker is part of America's enemies now, and he has diplomatic immunity. And now you may be asking yourself, this isn't real. This isn't what they did. This is the Ayatollah himself offering the job to Joker. The 80s. Clearly the best time for storytelling. So that pulled the wind out of the sails of this whole death of Robin thing. It was so absolutely ridiculous that nobody took it seriously. At least that's my interpretation. It was kind of hard. Eventually they recanted this to Joker instead was now not the ambassador to Iran, but the ambassador to a fictional country called Iraq. Funny, both DC and Marvel do this, and I don't know exactly how I feel about that. I feel like generically lumping in groups of people because they're vaguely Middle Eastern feels on the verge, might be kind of racist. Don't know about that. So, here's just a personal story. Fun fact about me. I was born in Saudi Arabia, specifically Dhahran, and if I lived in the DC universe, I would have been born in Karak. You did the stupid storyline the way you did it. You could have had a powerful, dramatic ending, but you did this dumb twist instead. Oh, he has diplomatic immunity. That's the twist from Lethal Weapon 2. The villain has diplomatic immunity. Anyways, what would have been my advice how they could have handled this? I don't know. I'm not a paid writer by DC. I will accept $1 million though. Not do this. I just so fucking dumb.